Hello and welcome to the Superpower Dare Die team. I'm Peter.
And I'm Rick, and today we're having a look at the top 10 Fate series fights. Now, things like this happen to us because we stumble across things. Like we do ask for comments and suggestions, and so we go into these and just go, yep, someone suggested this, and we did a reaction to was it a Fate Strange Fake, I think?
Yeah.
Trailer a couple of weeks ago, and then someone's pointed out that it's part of a bigger world that we didn't know about.
Part of a huge world.
Yeah, and so we're quite honest that we don't do research. It's like people put comments in, we just go, all right, yeah, let's have a look. So, and then people are broadening our minds. It's happened with a few other series, and so now after doing Fate, Strange Fake. Yeah, and even now I've just done a quick Google, and I can see that there's a stack there's like Fate Stay Night, Fate Zero, Fate Unlimited codes. So,
and I think it's been based on like books and
yeah. There's
a
whole universe of it.
Yeah,
and just like we're used to a DC universe or a Marvel universe, and our tiny minds limited, yeah. So now we're going to have a look at the top 10. Who did we get this?
So this was a suggestion from Mukazuki Tuna Pangang, and the video we're watching was made by a channel called Otaku Den. So please,
you did well.
Credit.
I'm going to clap you for your magnificent
probably way off.
pronunciation.
And so thank you to Mukazuki. And if you've got a suggestion of a video you'd like us to react to, please put it in the comments below. And while you're there, please like our videos and subscribe to our channel.
Absolutely. Yep. We like having our minds broadened without doing research. All right, here we go. Top 10 fights.
There's a voiceover.
Whenever you speak about anime fights, there's going to be at least one fight from any Fate series thrown around. And with the recent Blu-ray release of the Spring Song movie, the visual quality of Fate fights got to a whole new level. So since the main series is now over, it's time to take a look at 10 of the best fights in the Fate series. Okay, from now on, I'll let the noble Phantasms do the talking.
Number 10 versus Sakura.
Who cares about the Battle of Servants when you have two sisters trying to kill each other? Well, Sakura is the only one with the killing intention. But Rin had to be a drama queen and go on with a callous attitude just so she can prove her point. Technically, Heaven's Feel isn't the official route of Rin, but she handled herself well for a side character and even managed to win Shiro's affection.
The backstory.
Very confusing.
The battle wasn't something much longer like many other fights in the series, and it might just be Rin showing she's a badass when she has a knife in her hand. But this was a huge bonding moment for the two sisters, and the very final trigger to detach Sakura from the Angra Manu. Yeah, so technically Rin did most of the job.
That's not how to end a battle.
That's how Ray did it all the time.
Quetzalco versus everyone.
Wow.
Who is the most cheerful and sexiest overpowered goddess of all time? That's Quetzalcoatl. We've got a lot of gods running around in Babylonia, but the one to triumph them all is the one and only Quetzalcoatl. She doesn't challenge only one, but challenges all of them to a one versus all fight that ends up with a lot of broken bones and ribs. And can we also take a moment to appreciate the choreography of the fight? It's got aero acrobatics, ground combat, fast-moving cameras, all amalgamating into 2 minutes of jam-packed action that ends with placing Quetzalcoatl on the best girl list. If you are playing the mobile game, now you know which servant to choose for your next battle.
Let's go.
know what? Oh, crunch.
What? Oh, I thought we had a car out.
Normally, in anime chases, you get these blurry movements with character monologues, but in Fate, you get to witness a chase that goes through the road, above the buildings, and into the lake in all its glory.
That's pretty cool. Oh, that's the fake, strange fake trailer.
Photovol is known for its brilliant camera animation because of the unique way they combine traditional 2D animation with CGI, and the result looks absolutely amazing. We have seen Olanza in action a lot, so the main focus of this fight is Assassin, and he managed to shine the spotlight all on himself when he literally ripped the heart out of our favorite servant and fed him to the Holy Grail. What can I say? Lancer died, and you aren't human.
Out.
Saber versus Lancer.
Number 8. Saber versus Lancer. Unlike many other fights in this list, this may not be a visual spectacle, but what matters is the strategy. Without even knowing the story, you can tell this is a fight between two legendary heroes. There's the concept of chivalry going around too often. Both opponents are intelligent enough to predict each other's moves. And there's the subtle tension going around, urging you to know what's going on next.
Saber. Anakin versus Obi-Wan.
In terms of tension, there are clearly many fights that can triumph this one, but this deserves a spot in my list purely due to the way it steps away from a traditional fight scene and implements more strategy to it. And don't forget, this is just Ufotable flexing their muscles. We always know what we get when they unleash their full power. Let's move away from the fights of the main series and take a look at Fate Apocrypha. In here, you've got servants divided as red and black, all fighting one battle royale to win the Holy Grail. And like all Fate storylines, in the end, the ones still standing strong in the game are the ones who are powerful. This means that you get the best of the fights later in the series, and I'm happy to say they didn't disappoint us with the Sieg versus Khanna fight. This wasn't something done by Ufotable, but you can tell it matches the animation style of it all. The animators also made sure to combine their own unique style to the fight to make it more interesting. Even though Sieg was destined to triumph in this one, I still had my hopes up for Khanna because he was my favorite. But he didn't have the power of being the main character, so his powers had to take a back seat.
Yeah, it's the power of being the main character. Help so many people.
Oh, it looks a bit Matrixy with the background.
In an anime about servants, we have a fight between humans. In a story about holy grails and magic, we have a lesson on human nature. Gen Urobuchi weaved an epic moral drama by combining ancient heroes with modern humans. And the climax of the story was between the two main agents of the war. One is an assassin blinded by a false ideal. The other is a crazy priest who finds great satisfaction in the most bizarre things.
That sounds interesting.
Bit of a one-hand fight there.
This fight resembles the Kakashi versus Obito fight, but with guns. There are no conversations, no subtle wordplay, no backstories of any sort. It's just two guys punching the hell out of each other via a complex magic system. From the start of the fight to Kiritsugu's ending bullet, everything was perfectly choreographed, and to this day, this is still one of the greatest fight scenes in the Fate series.
Hey.
Oh, bloody. Shiro versus Berserker.
I want to see Berserker.
Berserker is one hulking giant who is good at screaming and smashing things. And how can one human handle against the man who completed the 9 tasks of Hercules? With the 9 lives blade works, of course, the Heavens Feel route was what gave Shiro the most amount of character development. And with character development also came some overpowered abilities to take down giants single-handedly.
Pretty trippy animation.
Tons of movie budget, they weren't picky in spending the cash. So in return, we got this one gorgeous fight scene where Shiro takes down one of the strongest Greek heroes with his own weapon. Berserker got defeated for a second time in the Heavens Feel franchise. So sorry, Mr. Hercules. Seems like you didn't land on the healthiest route.
Archer versus Lance.
Lance has been there before.
Cool animation.
The 2 servants with the most rotten mouths go into a fight, and in return, you get a visual spectacle. Even though people are speaking a lot about other fights, I feel like this one isn't discussed very much in the community. If you judge by the name and think this is a fight between a guy with a bow and a guy with a lance, well, you're sorely mistaken. Think again.
Okay, I will.
So what's the secret of this fight? Magic, animation, noble phantasms. Boy, there's a whole lot going on here. Both the servants unleashed their best attacks, and Ufotable didn't forget to complement all of that with their superb animation. Archer and Lancer gave us one hell of a showdown, and their fight was one of the best anime fights I've ever seen.
Berserker again.
Berserker's back. Yeah.
Did he spoil it before for saying Berserker's
Saber
died
was
twice?
a badass back when she was a normal servant, but her alter form takes things a step further and doesn't forget to land nukes with each of her attacks. That was only one major fight scene in the second Heavens Feel movie, so Ufotable made sure to land more than half of the budget into this one fight scene, and needless to say, the output was epic, cinematic, and mind-blowing. Normally, the servant to intimidate the audience in a fight like this would be Berserker, but Saber Alta had this Aurora around her that foreshadowed her victory at the end of the fight. Her power levels had also grown in a drastic amount, as I mentioned. Instead of the Excalibur, she has the Excalibur Morgan. Or should I say the full chance? Hammer of the Vile King. Overturn the Aurora. Swallow the Light. Excalibur Morgan.
Oh, there you go again, Berserker.
Boom. Alright, number 1. Saber Alta versus Rider. Oh, that's cool.
Fate fights can go back up to 15 years, but never in those 15 years have we witnessed something like this. Like most anime fight scenes, the stakes and visuals are what keeps the audience gripped. But this time, the stakes are amplified and the visuals have reached a whole new level. Yes, seriously, you could build an entire country from the budget allocated for these visuals alone.
No, I think that's bad.
Ufotable gave their absolute best for their final Fate project, and this fight is the best example of it. There are multiple noble phantasms flying here and there, and each character got a moment to shine during the fight. It was rather tragic to see Saber being one of the final villains in this specific Fate route. But on the other hand, we got to see Ryder and Shiro trusting each other and using powers to their highest potential. I don't know about you, but this is the most visually stunning fight I've ever seen in any anime so far, and I challenge you to prove me wrong.
Okay, challenge accepted.
Oh.
Shiro.
Ooh.
So there goes the best Fate fight scenes of all time. The Heavens Feel trilogy brought tears to our eyes with its animation and visuals, and I'm here lamenting about how the original Fate series has ended now, forever. But I'm gonna keep my hopes up, and so should you. As usual, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification button so you get an update every single time we release a new video. Stay safe, anime fans, and I'll see you in the next video.
So that was Otaku Den that you can go visit. We'll put the link in the description below as well. It's a very interesting style. Like, I really liked some of the visuals. Again, we're just watching snippets from a show that we haven't watched, so it can be a little bit confusing to us.
Confusing, and there's no emotional attachment. There's clearly emotional attachment to the characters when they get into these scenes. And like, if I'm going to be completely honest, watching that was just like all that together was watching the last I don't know, the first 5 minutes of the final battle of some Marvel movie.
Yeah.
It's just my brain's going, I can't keep up with it all. So if you're sitting there and you know the characters and you're invested in it.
Yeah, I just admire the animation. I am a fan of animation, and I just like seeing different styles. I keep complaining about how all the Disney and Pixar and all the family-orientated, I suppose, animation just looks all the same now. So I can really appreciate the art and the artistry at work there.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you for watching the Superpower Daredevil team. If you enjoy our videos, please like them and please subscribe to our channel.
And you can comment down below. We love a comment. And please ring that bell. Ring that bell.